Does your OCD boss your family around? We're going to talk all about it. Stay tuned. That's what's up next. Hi, my name is Natasha Daniels. I'm a therapist. I make videos for people with anxiety or OCD. And I want to have a real honest conversation with you today. OCD is bossy. It gives you intrusive thoughts and feelings, and it bosses you around, and it tells you, if you don't like these thoughts, if you don't like these feelings, then you just have to do this or avoid that. And you go on that hamster wheel of trying to make OCD happy and do all the things that OCD wants you to do or avoid to get that brief relief. And you get that brief relief, but then OCD comes back 10 times stronger. That's how OCD works. That's how OCD grows in your brain, in the neural pathways. It gets you to do things under the lie that it's going to get you that relief, and then it grows bigger and bigger. Now, the tricky part is that OCD also does that to your family members. And so OCD doesn't stay in its lane and just boss you around. It bosses your family around. It might want them to do certain things to follow OCD's rules. It might want them to answer in certain ways that OCD wants them to answer. It might want them to give you that reassurance over and over again. It might want them to listen to your confessions. It might want them to touch things or turn on things or wipe things or do things they might have to do that are your OCD compulsions. Maybe they have to wash, or maybe they have to follow your rules. It is different for each person as far as what OCD wants your family members to do. But what isn't different is that OCD bosses family members around. And the first loving thing that a family member will do is to educate themselves about OCD and the struggles you're going through, and then to detangle themselves from your OCD's bossy ways. And so them not giving into what your OCD is demanding of them is one way that they can help you with your OCD. And a lot of times people aren't going to see it that way initially because they're going to want their OCD to be fed. Grow my OCD, give my OCD what my OCD wants because I'm in distress and I'm overwhelmed. And ideally, family members will slowly, systematically pull back their involvement in your compulsions, but them listening to your OCD and being on the OCD hamster wheel with you and doing all the things that your OCD wants them to do is actually doing long-term damage to you and your OCD. It's growing your OCD. So the most loving thing that a person can do when they are with someone who has OCD is to slowly pull back their involvement in the OCD compulsions and say, I love you, and so I'm not going to have OCD bossing both of us. I can control what I do for OCD and support you in that way by pulling back my involvement. And I know that is tough, but I think it's really important to understand that it comes from a loving place, that OCD will demand that everybody do OCD rules. The thing is, if you follow OCD's rules, you grow OCD bigger. And when you grow OCD bigger, it becomes a bigger problem. And your distress and your discomfort and your fear long-term becomes a much bigger struggle and a much bigger problem for you to deal with. And so as hard as it is to not give into OCD, that's the way to crush OCD, is to learn how to sit with the discomfort. And the more we have family members doing things for OCD and not giving us that opportunity to sit in the discomfort, the more we have to live with OCD. And nobody wants to live with OCD long term. So I hope that you find the sparkle in everything you do, and I hope that you understand, even if it is really, really hard, where your family members are coming from. And I'll see you again next Thursday. Take care.